Spring has officially sprung. The weather is actually kind of warm this morning, so it's here. The crows are out. I hear them all morning. Got some information to share with you. Events like tours and concerts that are happening at the Villar, comedy shows, and we got weather report, snow report, traffic reports. And we are excited that you're able to join us. Grab some coffee. Vail Valley Live starts right now.
Good morning. Welcome to Vail Valley Live. My name is Meredith Kirkman, and I'm nice and toasty here in the studio. It is a snowy start to the day. If you're just waking up, you can see that we have fresh snow on the trees, on the cars, on the roads. And it said it was about 3 inches. We just checked, but it looked a little bit more, and it's going to continue to snow throughout the day. So we're happy to see the snow back here again. We've had such a good year. I think today we might even cross the 300 mark for the total inches of snowfall this year, which is very exciting. But as you heard, Megan, we have lots of a variety of information headed your way, whether it is how to get ready for the day for your weather, the grooming report. You might have not perfect corduroy today because we had snow all through the night and this morning too. So really it is a powder day. So grab those powder skis, but it's not too cold. We're starting pretty balmy this morning. So let's look at those temperatures and then we'll get into what we can expect for events and fun things to do with your day. Thank you to the outlets at Silverthorne for sponsoring this weather segment. So currently it's about 28 degrees, a bit colder on the peaks, about 22, 23 degrees on the top of Vail and Beaver Creek. We can expect to see a high of 38 today and a low of 7. Daytime snow we could see to 3 to 7 inches today, and overnight an additional 1 to 2 inches. And we're going to see that snow really pick up just in about 15 minutes, and it's going to continue forward throughout the day, and then it will maybe linger in the afternoon. But those chances of snow are from 100 to about 40. As we get to the afternoon, it'll slow down a little bit, and then overnight we could see snow as well, and we could also see winds occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. Then things will calm down. We'll have partly cloudy skies tomorrow. We'll see a high of about 33, low of 13, maybe an inch in the day into night. And then on Friday, that snow will pick up in the afternoon, high of 34, low of 8. So we're starting to get a little bit colder temperatures, possibly an inch of snow in the day, 2 to 4 overnight. So we definitely have a storm upon us, and then things will brighten up on Sunday. It'll be mostly cloudy, but those temperatures will cool down on the weekend. So far it says 3 new inches, but I honestly think it looks more like 5 inches. But in the next 5 days, we can expect to see, well, today, 6 new inches, and then 2 inches on Thursday, again on Friday, 3 inches on Saturday. So we're consistently seeing the snow this week, which is fantastic. And then it will slow down next week. We'll maybe get about 8 inches, 7 inches in the next 6 to 10 days. So that always can change. We never really know, but these are the predictions for today from Open Snow. And here's the snow stake. So this is over in Blue Sky Basin, and we can see it's hitting about, just about 5 inches. So that's what I thought. It looked a little bit more like 5 inches. So the roads are not clean by any means. My producer drove a little bit earlier than me this morning from Eagle, and she was saying the roads were a little bit scary, especially when the wind picks up and it's just hard to see through the snowing clouds, and it can get a little bit scary. So definitely slow down. They're a bit messy. We'll get to the road report a little bit later, but let's bring things back outside and see how it's looking. I think Megan is at the Vail Transportation Center.
So I'm doing the little more snow dance because just keep it coming, you know?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. That snow stake at Blue Sky, I agree. It's like 5 inches. And so we have to be at least close to the 300 mark, if not over the 300 mark.
I know. Can we pull
Maybe?
that graphic up? I think we might
Yeah.
have hit it today, which would be really exciting. And
Yeah.
this is well surpassed what we even got last year. Now, some
Definitely.
resorts in Utah, California have over 600. Hey, but we did hit the 300 mark. So this is super exciting. March 22nd, over 300 inches for the current season. It's just fantastic. We weren't even close to that last year.
Woo! That's awesome.
I love it.
So, so today, it's definitely a little socked in right now.
Hmm. Yeah, driving in, it was pretty cloudy for me too. I still could see some light pink through the clouds as the sun was rising, which was just gorgeous to see that mixed in with the really white snow and clouds. But the sunrise is about 7:09, and then sunset 7:20. So we're definitely seeing more sunlight in the evening, darker mornings to begin with, which is nice for the people who get to
Yeah.
sleep in, but it makes these early commutes feel very early. But you're right,
Yeah. When I
spring's
was
here.
Yeah, spring is here because it's actually, I think, since in the last week. Well, I know spring was the first day was until like Monday afternoon. Then yesterday was the official first day, but it's been like cold temperature, so it's not that spring warm air. Where this morning, I'm wearing a light jacket, so it's nice. It's just socked in. Maybe the being socked in is kind of keeping the temperature warm for us. So should be a
Definitely.
great day on the mountain. Should be a nice day on the mountain.
Yeah, sometimes those blue sky days can be so deceiving because you're right, the clouds really do keep in the heat. We have a high of 38 today, so it is going to be really comfortable on the mountain, especially if you're a powder lover. It is definitely a day to get up on the hill. But sometimes those bright blue sunny days are just the coldest. And we know it because we start out in the very cold temperatures in the morning.
Yeah, like last weekend it was sunny days, but they were cold days. I don't know if you got out there both Saturday and Sunday, and my fingers were frozen on Saturday.
Absolutely. It did warm up on Sunday, and I had a great ski day. And it was kind of that perfect groomer day. And the snow has finally really like softened up to that new fresh where you just cut right through the groomers, no ice involved. It was just fantastic. I was loving it. We were on the front, we went to the back, we were kind of all over the place, and it was just an iconic day.
Just
So more of that in the future. Have you been getting up on the hill?
totally up
Oop, I think we lost your
fresh.
volume for a second. I think her connection is a little bit weak, but it's just been gorgeous on the hill. So we have another powder day on the horizon and more snow to come. So get ready, folks. Snow is here to stay, at least this week. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to go over headlines for the Vail Daily, your road report, and then talk about some of the events that we can look forward to today and later on this weekend.
Hi, I'm Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist for the outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place called the Colorado Welcome Center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the nearby places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up your Elite Savings Card booklet, offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program too. See you soon.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery is kind of a one-stop shop. We have everything in-house.
We have cast techs, MRI machines, x-ray of course right at the clinic, physical therapy right at our clinic.
I'm going to get to the bottom of what your diagnosis is with all the resources we have, and that's what we do.
All right, let's see what made headlines today in your Vail Daily, Wednesday, March 22nd. We're getting to the end of March, which is crazy. Time is flying, but we have some nice local sports taking the cover. Piper Sassy looking for an open teammate in the first half against Aspen Tuesday in Edwards. And the Huskies won 16-11, which we love because Aspen is definitely another mountain rivalry here for our sport teams. But taking the big headline today is spilling concerns over railway. Colorado lawmakers say derailment is likely in another letter to Biden administration, calling for a halt to Uinta Basin Railroad project. So we've been reading a lot about this project that's been in the works. And this railroad project aims to create a new railway connection in Utah, which would link up with an existing railroad line in Colorado that runs through Eagle County along the Colorado River. While the project supporters say it will move goods in a safe and cost-effective way, they're saying that it might not actually be completely safe amidst everything that's happening in the United States. So there's a lot of controversy and debate over this. So if you are interested in this topic, you can read more on page A3. Taking the local and region news, Mother Nature always rules. Eagle County moving into a rockfall season as snow melts around the high country. The Vail Valley was hit with 2 last week, which was one along the Interstate 70 in Dow Canyon, and then another on U.S. Highway 24 on Battle Mountain. The moisture levels increase in the fall and spring, and they can loosen up the soils leading to these slides. So this can be a little bit scary, especially we've also seen this in Glenwood Canyon. That's one of the pictures there. And then that big boulder was in Dow Canyon a couple weeks ago, and it can be definitely a little bit scary. So watch out for those, especially in canyon drives. If you are interested to read more, it continues on A12 and taking your local and headline or your local and region headline. All right, Wildlife Roundtable receives $75,000 grant. Funding will allow the group to plot its future roadmap. And this grant is a part of the Colorado Parks and Wildlife and Great Outdoors. So this is great news for them. You can read a little bit more about this on page A5. And like we saw on the cover, Sports and Outdoors, Battle Mountain Girls Lacrosse defeats Aspen. So we love to support our local entertainment and sports. You can read more about the game on the Sports and Outdoors. Lots of good information. We have, of course, Town Talk. You can submit your photo on Instagram using hashtag VailLive. Maybe you got a cute dog photo or cat photo. We love those. Or a great ski day. We love seeing what you guys are up to here. And then if you are trying to maybe celebrate a birthday or promote an event, you can always email a photo and a caption to towntalk@vaildaily.com to see for yourself. But yeah, this is just such a great resource. There's even a whole calendar of events so you can see everything that's going on today, tomorrow, through the weekend, get some sales in the ads. And then we had a little summer insert because we're getting excited about summer, whether it's the concerts, the festivals, and the other good stuff. So these are free across the valley. You can pick yours up today. All right, let's talk about those roads. So our road cams are down currently, but driving in, it was definitely pretty snowy on the roads. The plows were doing a good job at clearing the interstate. Some of the side roads, maybe in the neighborhoods, roundabouts, those are definitely accumulating snow and have all the way through the night. So traffic's moving a lot slower. We can expect to see that in our valley, but also heading to Denver or up from Denver. I know my boyfriend's trying to go see an Avs game this evening, so fingers crossed the pass doesn't close, because today is a day where it could be dicey. So if you're trying to catch a flight, maybe leave some extra time, maybe even an hour before you plan. We always say to do 4 hours before your flight from Vail if you're flying out of Denver. So it's about 2 hours down, and then you want to have 2 hours at the airport. And then in the morning, we see DIA so busy. The lines through security are sad, honestly, especially early in the morning. So if you have that like 5 to 7 a.m. flight, I would leave even maybe 5 or 6 hours early. So it is long travel days to get up here. You can always use the Eagle Airport, which is just 30, 40 minutes from Vail and Beaver Creek. So if you can swing that, sometimes the flights are a little bit more expensive, but it is worth it. So take your time on the roads today. It is a snowy holiday. Let's bring things back outside and see where Megan's wandered off to.
Hey, hi.
Hey.
So I am actually right on that bridge that goes between Golden Peak and Vail Village. So some of the skiers have to walk over to get over to Golden Peak for their group lessons if they have scheduled over at Golden Peak. So it's like winter wonderland back here. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, I love walking by the creek, just seeing it, because it does run the whole time, which is so nice just to hear the trickling water. It's beautiful in the summer, but it is still very much beautiful in the winter. And this is a nice, I'm glad that you brought us to this path, because say the gondola has a really long line, you can avoid it by walking on that path, and it will connect you to Golden Peak. And there's rarely any lines over in Golden Peak. And I'm honestly a big fan of starting over there, because you can get on chair 6, take it all the way up, and you'll arrive at the base of chair 11. Take that up, and then you can drop down to the back bowls. So pretty nice way to begin your ski day. I'm spoiling all the secrets.
No, that's okay. I think it's out now. But no, yeah, that's it, definitely to avoid that gondola 1. This going to 6 is the way to go. So even down to 10, and then you can get to 14 and then go in the back.
Oh, yeah. I went over to 10 on Sunday, and they had groomed blue walks, which was so nice. It's pretty steep over there. If you're looking for steeps, blue walks is such a great run. Also Highline, which is like the very famous mogul steep run, double black. So yeah, you hear a lot of stories about Highline. I'm not quite skiing Highline yet, just getting back from my knee injury, but skiing groomers, I'm feeling strong. So I'm grateful to end the season feeling strong.
No rush on not getting back on Highline. Take your time. But Blue Rock, yeah, it's so steep. And they actually also groom, which I think is kind of funny, is Zot, which is right under Mountaintop Express, Chair 4. That's kind of like that short little mogul run that's kind of fun. They did groom that last weekend, so I was like, slow down on the grooming. But definitely when it was like that hard packed snow, you definitely, the groom runs are kind of nice because it kind of keeps you in control. It gets icy and you just slide out.
Definitely. But lots of different areas on Vail for all levels. And I think that's why it is such a great mountain for families, because everyone can really spread out and find their own terrain. And even if you're an intermediate skier, there's still runs that you can ski for the back bowls, like Chopsticks is always, it's like a blue. And when they groom it, it's just beautiful. So It's really great. But then, we have beginner areas like at the top of Lion's Head or in Golden Peak, there's Chair 12, which is a great little section of the mountain where it's just a bunny hill. You can kind of not get distracted by the fast skiers zooming by you. So I love the variety we have.
True, true. So it's kind of nice because every chairlift almost has a green and a blue that will meet. So if you have different types of skiers in your group, you just tell them to meet at the bottom of the chairlift. So it's either green and blue or blue and black.
Totally.
So it works for everyone.
It does. And it's always good at the top of a run to just say where you're meeting. It's going to avoid like losing somebody, having to get your phone, call them. Just get in the habit at the top of the runs to be like, hey, we're going to meet at the bottom of this run, or we're going to meet at chair 4 on the right side. Planning ahead, it always pays off, because when you just don't make a plan and everyone's skiing at different speeds, it's really easy to miss each other and have to get your cell phones out and call each other. And hopefully they're not dead.
Definitely make a plan, and then you meet on the right side of the chair, and then you go back up and start again.
Oh yeah,
get that vertical feed in.
Exactly. But for those people who aren't into skiing or snowboarding, what would you suggest if they're still trying to be active, be some adventurous, get some exercise, but maybe they're just not up for the skiing or snowboarding?
Well, today is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. And so today, Wednesday through Saturday, at the Walking Mountain, the Nature Center at the top of Eagle Bond Gondola out of Lion's Head, they have that free snowshoe tour. So you can either use your ski pass to get on the gondola, or you will have to buy the scenic pass, which is $56. That scenic pass is good for both gondolas. So I always tell people, go all day long, up and down. But the walking tours is twice a day, Wednesday through Saturday. First session's at 10:30 to 12, and the second session's 1:30 to 3. It is free, and you have a guide, and he takes you out into different areas where not the skiers are able to go, and you learn about the majestic, mountains. You can see Mount Holy Cross from the top there. The ecology, the animal adaptation they have up there, it's worth it. And I always recommend that to non-skiers or people that are just taking a break from skiing, or even when half the group is skiing. If you want to, take a break during your ski day, you can kind of join in on your rest of your family and do the snowshoe tour for an hour. It's an hour and a half. They schedule it because they need to fit the snowshoes, and that does include the snowshoes. I should have mentioned that. But yes, so that's a fun thing to do, Wednesday through Saturday only.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a cool way to get active. And maybe you're a big fan of snowshoeing, or with the yak tracks, there's a snowshoe race that's happening in Beaver Creek. And it's part of the race series that we've seen all throughout the winter. And so it is the last one. We've been seeing this in February, January, and December. And so this is awesome. And so it's going to be on Sunday, and everyone's going to meet at the McCoy Park Nordic Center, and that's going to be actually at the top of the Strawberry Park lift. Registration is between 8:30 to 9:30, and then race starts at 10. And a foot pass for the chairlift will be provided for those who don't have an Epic Pass. So that's really good to know. And you can race in either a 5K or a 10K. Awards will be awarded to the top man and woman in each age bracket. And yeah, so this is, competitive, but there's also a lot of non-competitive opportunities. So either way, it's just a beautiful snowshoe run in an incredible setting. So this is in collaboration with the Vail Recreation District and Beaver Creek Resorts. So this is going to be really exciting, and like we said, your last opportunity this year.
Yeah, that would be, people should partake in that. A little exercise, sunshine, a lot of, friends, kind of, good energy. Another thing we do have today, because it is Wednesday, so only on Tuesday and Wednesday, the Betty Ford Gardens has their snowshoe tour in the gardens. and that is $10. I definitely recommend you registering for that. If you cannot make it today, that is from 10 to 11, 10:30 to 11:30, I believe. And if you can't make it today, then you can just rent your own snowshoes from them. They will loan you a pair for $5, and they'll suggest where you can kind of tour on in the gardens. But that's also happening today as well.
Lots of snowshoeing, let me tell you. And it's always best when we have a lot of snow. Sometimes you don't even really need the snowshoe if it's really hard packed. Maybe just a really good boot or those yak tracks. But in that powder, sometimes it's 100% needed when you're breaking trails. So they're really cool, and it's always a really good exercise, getting you in shape for hiking. Maybe you have a 14er on your bucket list. I know I do this summer. So I'm on the
Do you
Stairmaster.
really?
Yes, especially since I was not able to climb any of them last summer because my knee injury. Really looking
Yeah.
forward to getting onto a 14er this summer. But speaking of just being active, there's also another opportunity, maybe more for the kids, and this is the Stedman Clinic Vail Cup. Are you familiar with this? This is going to be on Saturday,
Yeah,
8 to 3. And this is
yep.
registering all the kids for the Ski and Snowboard Club. And this is going to all be on vailcup.com. So if you have any interest, take a look at this. This is going to be from 9 to 3, and there's going to be slalom, there's going to be slope style, big mountain, giant slalom. So we have all the different categories, which is really cool, so people can get a nice taste of what it's like to race, and maybe they love it and they want to sign up for Ski and Snowboard Club Vail, for the whole year. But this one now is just complimentary, maybe to just introduce the kids.
Yeah, I think, and it's actually for ages 16 and younger only. So,
Yes.
all those little, teens, like you said, if you're, you might want to join the club in the end. But what a fun day to kind of, see where you rank, and I'm sure it's a little competitive, but I'm sure the clinic, the whole, the staff, they really want to just make it a fun, memorable day for everybody.
Absolutely. And this club is no joke. I mean, it has fostered a lot of talent. We've seen athletes go on to the X Games, to the U.S. ski team, to the Olympics. I mean, Lindsey Vonn skied there. Michaela skied there for a little bit, but she started to move up, and she got on the U.S. ski team pretty early on in her childhood. But we are very privileged with our mountains here, and so it's kind of a guarantee that the kids ski. I know I was forced to ski when I was a little girl. It was kind of like our church. Like we had to go on Saturday, whether you liked it or not.
Yeah, whether it was cold or not or whatever, you had to go for sure. It's actually kind of amazing because if you do ski today, if we count today, we have 33 days left. That's it for the season. So
Crazy.
all the events are wrapping up. The Stedman's wrapping up. Everything's kind of, the Shamrock Shuffle was last weekend. It's kind of.
I know. Winter's coming to an end, but spring is in the air. There's still some fun concerts and entertainment to look forward to, and then obviously lots in the summer. But there's still so much happening that we like to still talk about what's happening right now. But we are getting excited for the new season, but relishing in the winter. And so, yeah, go ahead and look up some of these snowshoe tours or these ski races, because it's always good to be active. But when you're active, it's also good to know that you have the best care here in the Valley if you get hurt. And so we are going to hear from the iconic doctor, Dr. Sterrett. And this is Ask a Doc with the Vail Summit in Orthopedics.
My name is Dr. Bill Sterrett. I'm with Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery. So she put a whole bunch of questions in here. I'm going to pull one out and see what it says. I hear so about females and their ACL injuries. Why do female athletes so many more ACL injuries than males? There's 3 modifiable factors, meaning you can control and maybe prevent your next ACL injury or your daughter's ACL injury. And there are 3 things you just can't control. It's just anatomically. The things you can't control, unfortunately, women have a smaller ACL than a guy. The female's ACL is 30% smaller and 30% weaker. Second thing that's probably the biggest factor I see is this term called hyperlaxity, or being loose jointed. Our elbows hyperextend, our knees extend. We can put our palms flat on the ground when we bend over to touch our toes. If you're loose jointed, you have a 4 times higher rate of tearing your ACL than if you're not jointed. Fortunately or unfortunately, women tend to be more loose jointed than guys. The third thing that you just can't control, women tend to be born a little bit knock-kneed, and when you stand up, look down, if you touch your knees but your ankles can't touch together, then you're knock-kneed. If you can touch ankles together but your knees don't touch, then you're bow-legged. So the things you can't control: being knock-kneed, unfortunately, being loose-jointed, and just having a smaller ACL straight out of your upbringing. Let's talk real quickly about things we can control. When we've done studies published on this, that women in their jumping and landing patterns, women tend to land more straight leg. Probably has to do with just that knock-knees and some of the other factors that we talked about, trying to protect it with the bony archer. But landing straight-legged puts that ACL at much higher risk. It's already at tension. All it takes is a minor twist or a little more extension. It will tear that ACL. The second factor that you can actually modify, we want the kneecap right over the second toe. So as you go into a more flexed position, just make sure your kneecap is going right over your second toe. It's easy to do. So the third factor, how does that come about? Why are we going into this dynamic valgus? Well, it has to do with weak gluteal muscles. You can change that. So your gluteal muscles are what help prevent that dynamic valgus or that knock-knee as you're diving down in. Those 3 things, if you can land a little more flexed position as you're flexing down, get your kneecaps over your second toe, and then preventatively really work not only on just quadriceps, because we all know get your quads and hamstrings strong before you go skiing, but every sport, work on your gluteal muscles as well. You're going to protect your knees a lot better having a balanced muscle attack at it. I hurt my knee today skiing. How do I know if it's bad enough that I need to go to the emergency room? Great question. When in doubt, you need to see somebody just for safety's sake. By and large, the injuries that are bad enough that you should be seen get very swollen very quickly. If you develop a whole bunch of swelling inside your knee within the first 2 hours after an injury, it's usually blood, and there's only about 3 things that can cause blood inside of a knee from an injury within the first couple hours. It's a fracture. So you could have a little fracture that's not bad enough that you had to get carted off, but a fracture will cause a bunch of bleeding inside your knee. The most common one we see is an ACL tear. ACL tears will bleed because there's a little blood vessel right inside the middle of the ligament there, and that will bleed. Fill up the knee with blood within the first 2 hours. By and large, if you heard a pop and it got swollen within the first 2 hours, and when you stood on it, it felt unstable, more than a 90%, close 95% chance you tore your ACL. The third is that you could have dislocated your kneecap. If you dislocate your kneecap, you probably know what you're dealing with. Feeling of instability, lots of swelling, and heard and felt to probably get in, have it looked at. If not tonight, then tomorrow by one of the orthopedics in this valley. We've got a whole bunch of the best in the world. For whatever reason, for lots of great reasons, this small Vail has become an orthopedic center of excellence for the world. Don't hesitate to see any of us here. Everybody does a great job, and we'll take great care of you. What is an ACL? What does it do, and why do I even need it? I just happen to have brought a little knee model here, and this is a right knee. All the ligament is a band of tissue that connects one bone to another bone and crosses a joint. 4 ligaments about the knee, north, south, east, and west if you want to think about it, but the outer side is the smallest one. This is the LCL, or fibular collateral ligament, lateral collateral ligament. That stops us from doing that, obviously. This big one right here, we don't hear so much about it, but it's the most common one injured on that ski hill. This is the MCL, or medial collateral ligament. That stops us from doing too much of this. If you think about why it might be torn in sports and especially skiing, because we're always loading up the inner side of the ski like that. And so we've constantly got the MCL on stretch. The biggest one in the knee is actually in the back of the knee that you don't hear so much about. It's called the posterior cruciate ligament. What that does, and you can see this hopefully on that camera, if I push the tibia, this is the tibia, this is the femur, push the tibia backwards. That's what stretches the PCL and tears it. On to the ACL, what you guys asked about. This is the ACL. Looks like a little benign, innocuous little ligament that connects the femur to the tibia. It's right in the center of the knee, goes at a little bit of an angle like that. We need the ACL to stop us from twisting. So ACL is there. You go solos, cutting, twisting in soccer, volleyball, anything else, and we twist like this. That ACL is up. There's no muscle to fire, but that tightening just brings us back to the center. You twist the other way, so you're going right, going left, going right, going left. ACL stops us from going too far forward. Well, once that ACL is torn, there's nothing to stop us. So now you can twist, 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 and watch how much twist you can do without that ACL. You can actually dislocate the knee, and you're putting a lot of shear strain on cushion cartilage. You can live without an ACL. There's nothing, you're not going to harm or anything else. Your knee will feel normal. But living without an ACL and can do all these sports just puts your knee at an astronomically high risk of chewing up, which then you will be coming to see us with arthritis. We'd much rather see you to prevent the scenario rather than treat the scenario. Take care of your ACL, but if you tear it, what you're going to do is put your meniscus and the cartilage at risk within the knee.
Vail Summit Orthopedics and Neurosurgery stands for providing the highest quality care to our unique patient population here in the mountains.
I think that what makes us unique is that we really are practicing groundbreaking techniques, yet, we practice it in a small town environment. Our patients are our neighbors and our kids go to school with their kids.
I think every one of our docs treat their patients like their family. Our goal is to keep you active, doing the things you want to do, and we'll map out a road to get you there.
Love is in the air at the outlets at Castle Rock and Silverthorne. And we are going to wow you with some of the fabulous looks that we have to share with you today from J. Crew and Adidas. Let's take a look. Here's Rachel in J. Crew. I love her navy preppy blazer, striped lining, striped pink tee, amazing white jeans, white sneakers, gorgeous pink ribbon earrings. With her savings card book, will be $197, saving $316. Here's Ezza in J. Crew Kids with her denim jean jacket, her heart filigree, sweetheart leggings, heart necklace, and her white slip-on tennis. Full outfit $101 with her savings card booklet. Wow, Liv, you look amazing in J. Crew sportswear line. From her fabulous striped button top, pink leggings, fleece jacket, pearlized headband, fingerless gloves, and her amazing tennis shoes with the pink and copper colors, all from the internet return. Her outfit, $145 outlet, fabulous. Kate is in Adidas in her pink hoodie, pastel leggings, black tote, and her white and pink running shoes. Her whole outfit would come to $138. Okay, Rachel, you look fabulous in your amazing full-length bubble coat from Guess. You've got your fabulous hoodie with the faux fur, and look at those adorable pearl gold shades. Whole outfit with the shades, $138. Here's Kate in Adidas with this black cropped jacket, $42. It's 40% off of their jackets. Here's Liv. She's in Guess in the most amazing puffer jacket with fleece detailing inside the hood. Love the black belt and the sunglasses. Jacket reduced to $65. And her shades are only $45 from $90. Love is in the air at the outlets at Castle Rock and Silverthorne. And just a reminder, be sure and pick up your savings card booklet at the outlets at Castle Rock in the food court, at customer service, and the outlets at Silverthorne at the Colorado Welcome Center. Love is in the air, and so are the discounts that you're going to find in the savings book. See you soon.
If you're tuned into us, make sure you like us on Facebook and hit that subscribe button on YouTube so you get the alerts when we go live. We also broadcast to local channel 17 outside TV. So if you're watching it, thanks for tuning in. I know we have